So I'm looking at quadratics again. This time I'm going to be finding the equation from a sketch. So I'm going to have some quadratic that looks something like that. And I'm going to find out what the equation of that is. Let's give it a try. So I've just placed some points on this so we can get a better understanding of what it looks like and we can start dealing with it. Now we know that quadratics can be written in the form f of x equals a x minus h squared plus k. And all we need to do is start filling in the things that we know and then finding the things that we want to know. So I know the turning point. This is pretty straightforward. I know the turning point 1, negative 4. So that means that this is going to be a x minus 1 squared minus 4. Now remember, that's going to be the opposite of what it appears like here. It's going to appear as negative 1 there. So f of x equals a x minus 1 squared minus 4. All I need to do now is find the a value. So if I know some other point, I can find out what the a value is. Now it doesn't matter what point you sub in. You can sub this point in or this point or this point. But we should be able to get an answer subbing in any of those points. So I think I'm going to try to take the easy way out here, and I think subbing in the y-intercept. Yeah. So I'm going to try to take one way out here. I'm going to sub in the y-intercept for no other reason than it's a whole number. So, but you can go both ways here. Sub y-intercept. Now remember, I'm subbing the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is just a point, and the point is 0, negative 1. That's the point that I'm subbing into my equation. So everywhere I see x in my equation, I'll be putting 0 in, and everywhere where the y is, or f of x is, I put in negative 1. So negative 1 equals a 0 minus 1 squared minus 4 equals a times negative 1 squared minus 4 minus 1. Minus 1 equals this. Minus 1 equals negative 1 squared is 1. So that's going to be a times 1 minus 4. A times 1 is just a. Negative 1, a minus 4. Can move that negative 4 to here, it becomes positive 4. Negative 1 plus 4 equals a. So a must be minus 1 plus 4, a is 3. Therefore, f of x equals 3x minus 1 squared minus 4. Now, this first step that I did is really straightforward. Look at the turning point, go from there. This one here, I subbed the y-intercept in, did a little bit of algebra, and came up with my final answer of a equals 3, solved it. From here, I'm just going to prove to you that it didn't matter whether I subbed in the y-intercept or the x-intercept. I also want to show you that so you can get a clear understanding of what that would look like. So if I sub in an x-intercept, that's going to have 2.150. That's that point there. Remember, that's the point. So that means everywhere I see x, I'm going to sub in 2.15, and everywhere I see f of x, I'm going to sub in 0. So 0 equals a 2.15 minus 1 squared minus 4. Okay, I'm going to move that negative 4 over to here to make positive 4. 4 equals a 2.15 minus 1 is 1.15. And I'll square that. Okay, so I've squared 1.15 and I get 1.3225. So that means that 4 is equal to a times 1.3225. Now to figure out my final a value, it's 4 divided by 1.3225, and that's a. Now when I type that into my calculator, I'm going to be disappointed 1.3225, and it's going to give me an answer of A equals 3.02. Now, I did promise you that I would get answers of. The reason for that error is here in our roots. I've pulled these numbers off of my calculator, 2.15 and 0.15, but rounded them to 2 decimal places. There's actually a bunch of decimal places that come after 2.15 and after 0.15. If we were more precise, these answers would be much, much closer. Regardless, in an exam question, we'd never hit you with something so silly. All right, that's finding the equation from a sketch.